Welcome back to Adventures of a Black Belt Sommelier, sponsored by Four Paws Restaurant, the iconic fine dining restaurant in St. Paul, Minnesota, in that beautifully restored home behind me. Wonderful food, really wonderful food, excellent service, and terrific wine program. I've said occasionally the last couple of weeks that sometimes it's really good to be the sommelier. Last night, again, it was really good to be the sommelier. The owner of Four Paws had me open a bottle of 2006 Colgin Cellars Tychson Hill Cabernet Sauvignon for him to enjoy at the bar last night. And I think he shared a little bit with a couple of customers. But, I have a fondness in my heart for Colgin Cellars wines because Anne Colgin was in school at Vanderbilt at the same time I was. We weren't classmates. I think she was a year behind me. And it's a funny that Alan Meadows, Berghound.com, is easily the world's authority on the wines of Burgundy and Champagne. It was also at Vanderbilt at that time. He's in the master's school, in the graduate school. So two pretty heavy hitters in the wine industry were at Vanderbilt University at the same time I was, and I kind of bring up the rear. But so I have a fondness for Anne's wines. They're pretty expensive. But they're in the context of what the best Napa Valley Cabernets sell for these days. They're not that horribly expensive. They're nowhere close to Bond or Harlan or Scarecrow or those wines, and they're easily the equal of those wines. Well, this wine, at almost very close to 20 years old, from not the greatest vintage ever in the Napa Valley, 2006, was just absolutely magnificent. Um, Kind of starting to hit its stride, not really fully mature, not really, you know, you don't really need to wait to drink it because it's absolutely fabulous. Was last night. The bottle I had a glass of last night was absolutely fabulous. It's everything you want in maturing Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. I think it's got a long, long, long life ahead of it. I don't know, 20 or 30 years in a cool wine cellar, but it's just absolutely magnificent. It's very full bodied, very rich, very decadent, very intense dark fruit, very intense floral notes, the underpinnings of oak that are, give the wine structure and sumptuousness. It's just gloriously soft fruit on the palate, this extremely long, generous, profound, deep flavor and finish. It's Man, it is a tour de force. The phrase tour de force was invented to describe, I would say, to describe this wine. It's about as good as any Napa, Napa Valley Cabernet I've ever tasted. I would be very happy to give it 100 points. The bottle I tasted last night, in the glass I tasted it in the room I tasted it in, with the things going on around me that were going on around me, it was absolutely as close to a perfect version of 20-year-old Napa Valley Cabernet as I can remember tasting. It's not inexpensive, as I said, but it's worth looking for. And if you can afford it, you should buy all you can afford. This is an extraordinary wine. 2006 Colgin Cellars, Tyson Hill, that's spelled Tychson, Cabernet Sauvignon. Magnificent, magnificent.